Hi, I'm Dr. David Dobson. Welcome to Conversations. Today, my guest is Dr. Mogana Das Murtey. Mogana is a senior lecturer at School of Dental Sciences at Universiti Sains Malaysia. He received his Ph.D. in Biomedicine from the Advanced Medical and Dental Institute, Universiti Sains Malaysia. His research interests include natural products for cancer, chemoprevention. Today, we are going to discuss Mogna's PhD research on rice husk extracts for cancer chemoprevention. His research has been published in the Journal of Science of Food and Agriculture. It's a great pleasure to have you with me today, Mogna.
Thank you, Dr. David, for inviting me for the conversation and talk for today. And I'm happy to share my experience, my research on natural product on cancer chemoprevention, especially on how paddy waste, specifically paddy husk, against cancer cell lines actually. So I got few things to share, which is might be exciting for people there. Okay, so let's see.
Can you explain why rice husk extract is an important agro waste?
Okay. Okay, actually, before I start, let me explain a bit about rice husk. Okay, rice husk or rice hull is the outermost layer of paddy grain. Okay, paddy grain which is removed during a rice milling process. And for those who not familiar with the rice, actually this agro waste is abundant because it been discarded during rice milling process, and it's abundant, especially in the countries, especially Asian countries, where the rice is a staple food. Okay, so the extract of the rice husk is rich in silica, but at the same time, it has other valuable compounds such as flavonoids, phenolics, antioxidant, phytochemicals, which is important source for various applications, including sustainable materials, energy production, and even in medical fields. So it's the arrays of what do you say, the application makes it's really valuable asset for human being. And research in rice husk is it's one of the main thing, especially in Asia country, where the source is easily available. So that's why that's the thing.
So, what brought your research interest to this topic?
Okay. Um, First, it started when I was no, I live. Okay, I originated from a state called Kedah. Kedah is a state in Malaysia, which is known as a rice bowl of Malaysia, because it's produce a large amount of rice, and it's one of the main export is rice actually. So I've been surrounded by paddy field.
Right.
And when I was small, I used to play in the paddy field. Then I was thinking, people spend
Yeah.
millions of resources and money
Yeah.
to plant paddy, but at the same time, when they try to during the harvest, they just take a little bit of grains and they discard the whole bunch of tons of waste, which
Yeah.
I feel like it should be useful something. And uh, uh, it's really depressing, or it really is not good, because when people are discarding byproducts of paddy
Hmm.
after the rice milling process,
Uh-huh.
they usually resorted for the easy way, which is to burn.
Yeah.
So they burn it, and it'll cause pollutions and so on. So there will be a time, every year there will be time 2 or 3 times a year,
Hmm.
where we have like haze, surrounded our place, which is not good actually for health. So as I grew old, grew up, and I was thinking, okay, there's something to be done. And I during my PhD, okay, during my PhD, I met supervisor, Dr. Associate Professor Dr. Asman,
Hmm.
which say that he has the same concern because he also from the same state. So he has the same concern on this particular matter, which because this is not only to what do you say to find the usage of byproducts, but at the same time it can be useful for environment actually. So I decided to do, okay, let's see what is happening and how useful it is. So that's how I get into this field actually.
Very interesting. Yeah. So what did you do for your PhD research on this topic?
Okay, when I get the sample, I just take the samples. Okay, they are okay byproducts. When I say okay, there are few types of byproducts of paddy. Okay, the one is paddy husk, and paddy straw, and also paddy bran. Paddy bran, you know, like how you using oat bran. You know, now oat bran is being commercialized and people are start using. And but paddy bran is not really popular yet, but it's coming up.
Okay.
But at the same time, people, I was thinking, how about husk and straw? It might be something. So I decided to first get into husk because husk has plenty of antioxidant properties and also has a phytochemical which is useful for a human, which is flavonoids and phenolic acid. So when I thought, okay, this is this rice husk, I just take the samples and first, okay, as you do in the research, we start with the cell lines actually. Cell lines, I use cancer cell lines. For my PhD, I use prostate cancer cell lines. So when I use prostate cancer cell line, I used the extraction. I extract the what do you say, using a few types of solvent. First, I just use water. And the second solvent is aqueous methanol. Okay, the reason why using methanol and aqueous because to extract non-polar and polar constituents. So I just want to see what is really inside the rice husk. So once I get the extract, then I used it to do some cell culture work and microscopical work. How exactly? Because I feel like if we comes with a lot of analysis like graphs and so on, it's not enough. People want to see exactly what is happening. So that's why I add microscopical analysis so that people really can see the changes in cancer cells. So, and also, of course, I add some molecular biology techniques like Western blot and also real-time PCR to see how impactful the extract onto the cancer cell, especially in a genomic and proteomic level. So that is one part of my research. The second part of my PhD is onto animal studies actually.
Okay. So did you were you able to try some of this extract on like some trial or human trial or animal trial?
Yes,
or...
it's now ongoing. It's now as we speak. I just met one of my PhD my students regarding on how we can get a new grants because it's process of applying new grants and I tried to get into a clinical trial because to get human sample is have plenty of works actually regulatory works and so on because this is something that novel and which is not tried to anyone. So in Malaysia, even in US or in Canada, I think I suppose we have plenty of submission of regulatory work so that it's safe to be consumed by human.
Right. What did you find out from your data collection and your from your study?
Okay, by my study, okay, obviously, actually, first and I still remember when I just put the extract on the cancer cells, and it's like we just venture into an unknown journey, you know, because we don't know exactly how it will impact. So when after 3 days incubate with extract and so on, I was so excited and I just called my track and then when it comes with molecular biology like Western blot results and also real-time PCR results which is positive, and it's really significant results. So I feel like, okay, it is something that our effort is not wasted. And then I tried into animal studies, because animal studies because cells is different, because we need to culture cells. But animal studies is something that you're using a live animals. So when I give extract that mix with water and let the rats, I use rats to drink for 3 months. Okay, and it's really surprising, because we bought a type of rat which is spontaneously hypertensive rat, which is born with a higher blood pressure. So it born with higher blood pressure. So, and when we give the extract for 3 months, and he managed to reduce the pressure. So which is significantly, and which is we never expect. Okay, we thought it's can be anti-cancer, but now we are venturing into it can be act as anti-hypertensive substance. So you can see the various application by using this Husk. So it has a good potential actually to complement with the conventional therapies.
Okay. So kind of following up your findings. So what are your research implications?
Okay, research application first is cost effective. Okay, because it's okay. I mean, I'm talking in terms of in Asia, it's cost effective. And it can be a choice for the people, especially in rural area, which very difficult to get a conventional therapies and very expensive. So it can be part of the alternative. Okay, I cannot say that it will change. Or you will substitute the conventional therapy, which is very important. It's part of the biomedic. I know it's very important. But at the same time, when we have an alternative which is cost effective and safe, I think it can be a sustainable, sustainable choice for not only for patients, actually, for big pharma companies and also for doctors.
So obviously you are at the breakthrough of very important research, and this research perhaps might has a huge implication for cancer treatment, hopefully, I guess. So now your role will change from scientist to entrepreneur. Are you preparing yourself for that journey, or are you planning to team up with some sort of pharmaceutical companies? Like, how are you planning yourself? Or are you going to start your own pharmaceutical company?
Yes, which actually, because even my university is considered as a research university, and we somehow because it's in top 300 universities in the world, and we like venturing into as a top management university was encouraging scientists to become entrepreneur, especially because we have a product, and because there are plenty of money invested in this product, and they want to commercialize it and so on. And so I feel like, but the best is to link up with pharmaceutical companies, because they know better on how to market the things and so on, and what kind of regulatory, for example, to get the FDA regulatory, and so which is a bit tedious, but we need expert on that particular parts, so that this product can reach people.
Absolutely. And I'm also thinking that because rice husk, the straw, there are plenty to use as a raw material, because the place you're coming from, there's plenty of rice there, right?
Yes.
So in terms of raw material, there is no short supply.
Yes, it's true.
So what is your advice for those who want to further research on this topic? Like, what else can be done?
Okay, for this topic, I can say that explore. Because because I can say, because when as you know, because science is fun actually. So it's based on our observation, and I feel like those who want to venture into natural product, especially in Padi,
Yeah.
There are plenty of things that they can be done because for example, today our topic is on the husk, but how about straw? How about
Yeah.
other part? Maybe even the paddy brand is not fully been understood or
Yeah.
fully been researched, especially in the terms of what type of phytochemicals can be used and can be maximized and so on, and how to enrich the product itself. So maybe for the future scientists that plan to do some venturing into natural product or cancer
Yeah.
chemopreventive,
Yeah.
this is the way to go. And I say explore, especially in nature, because
Yeah.
uh, as I as I said before, our sometimes the disease or any sickness,
Yeah.
the the solution is just surrounding us.
Yeah. Mogna, what is next for you?
Okay, next, now I'm into the anti-cancer and stuff and so on. But I feel like another things that I'm trying to do is how take because there are so many things apart from this natural product, again into microplastics and so on. Because now that is a very big issue.
Yeah.
But for in terms of natural product, I feel like now we are into the clinical trials, which is very long process, take
Mm-hmm.
years. And also I try to diversify the
Mm-hmm.
the phytochemical that I extracted from body husk
Mm-hmm.
into a different type of cancer. Okay, because I for my PhD I just into benign prostate hyperplasia and
Mm-hmm.
also prostate cancer. And now I'm doing on oral because I'm in dental school. So
Mm-hmm.
my what is it, my interest into oral cancer,
Okay.
which is increasing because now with especially for youngs, even not those days people say oral cancer for old people, but now even youngsters have very high rates of oral cancer, and they're susceptible for oral cancer because of vaping and so on. So I feel like these phytochemicals that we extracted from paddy husk can be utilized more into
Okay.
this kind of field.
Okay.
So this is what I'm doing now actually.
Okay. That's very good. Thank you for your time, Mogna, and best wishes on the very important work you do.
Yeah, thank you,